Hello and welcome to my first review video of the Noob Buys TBOW series on old school RuneScape. In these videos I'll be going through each episode and the journey to rebuilding my bank and becoming better at the game after buying the Twisted Bow and having very little else. In this evaluation video I'll be looking at the first 15 episodes of this series specifically, and in the next one I'll go through episodes 16 to 35. Finally there'll be one further video showcasing the total KC or clues it took me to finish certain targets, and that'll evaluate which places I got lucky at and vice versa, since yes, I've gone back and tracked exactly how much KC I did after getting the bow at the respective places, or clue scrolls in that case. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy. Now, these were the goals I set out in episode 1 and they remained unchanged throughout, with me adding in a couple at the same time. So all regular unique drops from Commander Zileana, Zora, Dagonoth Kings, Alchemical Hydra and Demonic Gorillas as the bosses, or Demonic's not really bosses, but well, kind of to be honest. The regular uniques in this case included one of the tertiary roles such as the pet or the jar if the boss drops them, but otherwise just the standard 1 in 1 to 8 or 1 in 5 12 drops, or in the case of Hydra, the 1 in 1000 claw drop, but not the 1 in 2000 knives or thrown axes, since they're dropped from all monsters in that dungeon, and yeah, not really worth going for anyway. I also set the target of a purple from the Chambers of Xeric, a skilling pet, ranger boots from a medium clue, as well as a mega rare superior slayer unique such as the imbued heart or eternal gem. Plus a third age item in this target was probably the most ambitious one in terms of RNG and would certainly require some serious luck. I did add in some goals along the way, such as a unique drop from the Gauntlet minigame, all regular uniques plus the jar or pet from Cerberus, and one more boss or skilling pet in the second half of the series. Other drops from bosses and clues not on the list were also desirable, but yeah, not actual goals for the series. They were there for when I wanted to take breaks from those other targets. So Zami Godballs Dungeon, Armadillo Godballs Dungeon, Sarachnis, the Giant Mole, Volcarf, and various other bosses were among these. So let's begin with episode 1, and I didn't start with literally just the bow and nothing else in the bank. I left behind some enhanced crystal keys to open for a bit of starter cash, and also have my untradables like the arc light and stuff like that in the bank. So let's take a look at the gear setups in episode 1. The range gear was standard Blessed Hide with an Amulet of Fury and Rings of Recall, so not the worst in fairness, thanks to Blessed Hide and the Fury being relatively cheap. Amethyst arrows were the ammunition for now, as dragon arrows were a bit too expensive and not much better at places like Zora anyway due to the damage cap. The melee gear, well, this is iconic. My first Slayer task was done with a Torag top and plate legs, and a good old dragon skimmy is the weapon. The luck got off to a solid start in the first episode, and I ticked off one of the Dagonoth King rings, being the Berserker ring at Rex. After just 43 kills on the first task, I immediately upgraded the Dragon Scimitar by getting a whip on my first Abbey Demons task, and then a Zenite Shard on my first Demonic Gorilla task, or Black Demons. So yeah, it was a solid start to the rebuild. My Godballs dungeon journey began in the second episode with Commander Zileana getting the treatment from the Twisted Bow. One of the goals was to get all of these standard drops here, so the Sarah Sword, Sarah Light, Sarah Dome and Hilt, and Armadillo Crossbow as well, along with the Godsword Shards, but they were going to come from the minions anyway, more likely, so weren't going to be an issue. I'd never done solo Sarah before, but it wasn't too complicated. Hit and run describes it well, to be honest. My first unique from Zileana was the Sarah Dome and Sword, and I also got my first Godsword Shard 2 in this episode. Another Black Demon task brought another Zenite Shard, and I had a bit of luck at Kraken too, so it's a successful episode for both the bank value and drops. The next episode saw a continuation of Saradome and Godballs, and the Saradome in Light was the next unique, along with another Godsword Shard. The luck at Demonics continued with the third Zenite Shard already, and I also picked up the Dragon Axe at the Dagonoth Kings as one of the uniques there. Episode 4 was certainly one of my favourites of the series and saw some insane luck at Zora as I bagged my first unique of the series, being the Tanzanite Fang, and just a few kills later I got my first pet of the series, and that was the pet snakeling at a 1 in 4000 chance there. Elsewhere I tried out Armadillo Godballs dungeon with the bow for the first time besides the Diary kill, and got an Armadillo chain skirt on my 10th Kriara kill overall, and the final Zenite Shard from Demonic Gorillas. Bank value took a very nice rise in this one, and yes, it was great to get my 4th pet overall on the account. The next episode saw 2 more rings ticked off at the Dagonoth Kings, being the Seer's ring on the 108th prime kill of the series. Also got the Archer's ring the very next kill on what was the 122nd supreme kill of the series, so both of those under drop rate too. Some other notable drops were another Godsword Shard, a Blood Shard from the Firewatch Sentinels when it was quite expensive still, and a Superior Slayer unique in the Mist Battle Staff. However, this was not the mega rare that we were after, so did not tick off that goal. A lot of clue scroll content in episode 6, which was always going to be one of the nice additions to all of the bossing. I got one of the rare easy clue uniques in the form of a gold monk's robe top, and my hunt for range boots had a decent start too with a pair of holy sandals. I got a monkey tail from Demonics, and that was all the drops finished from those, including 4 Zenites. My first dry episode or episode with no drops of the series was number 7, and that was, I think, fully expected after some of the amazing RNG at the start of the series. I didn't mind having occasional dry episodes in general, as it always motivated me for the next episode to break those streaks. Back to Zora in episode 8, a boss I like to dip in and out of throughout the series since it never requires a Slayer task to do efficiently and is a very enjoyable boss in my opinion anyway. I got my second regular unique there, and that was the Magic Fang. No new drops in episode 9, so that was 2 out of 3 with no uniques to talk about. I was starting to feel a little dry. Just joking. The next episode, number 10, was a emphatic response to that, and at the first of Zamigot's dungeon in the series, one of my side bosses that I want to get some drops from, and also a very much desired pet. It was a very good start too, as I obtained 3 of the 4 cruel uniques, being the Steam Battle Staff, Zami Spear, and Zami Hilt. More God Wars dungeon luck in episode 11, as I obtained one of the 2 mega rares at Commander Ziliana, being the Saradomin Hilt on roughly the 800th kill of the series at Ziliana. I also grabbed another Zami Spear, and the plan was to get 3 spears overall for each respective use, so the Spear for Corp, Spear for Hasta, and a Spear for Lance. An interesting episode 12 with some fantastic Slayer RNG managed to land a 1 in 32k Abyssal Dagger from the Abyssal Demons, and that's the second time that's actually happened. Also an enhanced Crystal Teleport Seed from the Ireworth Warriors in Prifddinas. Also got another drop at God Wars dungeon, and this was the Armadillo Helmet from Kriara and the second armor piece of the series. My first taste of the Alchemical Hydra was in episode 13, and my word, it was a breeze with the Twisted Bow. Seeing those constant high hits, those 83s, 80s, etc. Could not be more satisfying, even though tasks still seemed like they took an eternity. I had some luck too there, landing 3 drops at Hydra, the 1 in 2k Dragon Eyes, which were not actually required, but still very welcome. The Alchemical Hydra heads, and the first Brimstone ring piece in terms of the Hydra's eye. This boss has some high RNG requirements like the Claw, which is a 1 in 1000 drop rate. A change up in the next episode with just 1 noteworthy drop, and that was Bandos Tacits, as I did some general grada with my friends, as I'd not done more than 1 Bandos kill before for the diary. Episode 15 will be the final one that we review in this video, and that was when I finally obtained the final Ziliana Mega Rare, and that was the prestigious Armadillo Crossbow after over 1300 kills in the series, so a bit dry for that one, but a very satisfying drop. So in the first 15 episodes, this was the progress that we made on those targets. 2 out of 4 Zora uniques and the 1 tertiary drop, which was the pet, so the Serpentine Visage and the Onyx still to obtain there. 4 out of 4 Ziliana uniques, so I'm just missing the pet, and would continue to go there in future episodes just for fun. 4 out of 4 Zenites from Demonic Gorillas, plus all the blister pieces. 4 out of 5 DKs uniques with just the Warrior ring to go, surprisingly. And 1 out of 6 Hydra uniques, though some heads and Dragon Knives too. Elsewhere, I also grabbed some drops from other bosses, 3 drops from Zami God Wars, 2 drops from Armadillo God Wars, and 1 drop from Bandos. Those were all of the notable drops from bosses. In terms of other targets, no Ranger Boots, no Third Age item, no Skilling Pets, no Mega Rare Superior Slayer unique, and no Purple Chest from the raids, so plenty of goals to work towards in the next half of the series. At this point in the series, I was having great fun and felt very motivated to work towards the remaining goals and continue to make videos. Only having 2 episodes out of those 15 where I failed to obtain anything new or tick off a target certainly helped with that. That is a wrap for the first evaluation video. Tried to keep it relatively short, and yes, I hope you enjoyed it, reliving the journey with me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the second of the Noob Buys TBOW evaluation videos next week.